Hey, welcome to a special Halloween edition of Game Over. Today, I'm reviewing what's in my opinion a freaking awesome horror game. That's right, I'm talking about Resident Evil 4. Hey, what's up, Mr. Zombie? Did you gonna do something here? Oh my god. No, don't hurt me! Okay, so Resident Evil 4. It's like a horror game or something, right? Yeah, it is. You see, the Resident Evil franchise is like the epitome of horror games. Now, before the fanboys attack, yes, I know you hate the new Resident Evil games because they don't play like 1 and 2. We get it, you don't like them. Now shut up and listen to what I have to say. See, the original Resident Evil games were amazing. They were really, really scary. But Resident Evil 4 is the first game in the series that made a major departure from how the original games played. See, the original games were more focused on a creeping, eerie feeling of fear. The lack of ammunition and the feeling of wandering around alone, it made the game very tense. Resident Evil 4, on the other hand, focused more on an action horror experience, kind of like a movie. What's great about Resident Evil 4 is that it's really the ultimate combination. In this game, normally on a first run through, you're really low on ammo and health. And you still have to fight these giant hordes of enemies. I'm actually feeling a bit sick right now. I know. Oh well. In this game, you play Leon S. Kennedy, a sexy special agent. I mean, seriously. Look at that face. Leon is sent to Spain to rescue the president's super annoying daughter. While there, he encounters some not so zombified Spaniards. But they're more like super Spaniards because they don't die. Either way, turns out these crazy villagers are affiliated with a local cuckoo group called Los Iluminados, whose leader has infected them to be brainless monkeys. Murderous brainless monkeys. This game is pretty scary. The fear of your impending doom when you're surrounded by these psychopaths is pretty unnerving. Resident Evil 4 is easily one of the most badass games ever made. It was also one of the first games I ever played that had QuickTime events. I mean, the fight between Leon and Krauser has got to be one of my favorite QuickTime events ever, of like all time. Resident Evil 4's controls are outstanding. I mean, every movement is fluid and it feels good. The over-the-shoulder third-person view makes the game even scarier. Because when you zoom in to aim at someone, you lose your peripheral vision and you can't see behind you. I mean, it's genius! This game really set the standard for horror action games. This game's got everything. It's got hot chicks, explosions, even bromances. It's just so good. Now, I know there's a lot of controversy about the Resident Evil franchise. Mainly that the games now aren't as good or are just plain garbage since they don't play like survival horror games anymore. Well, here's my thoughts on it. You gotta get over it. Seriously, they wanted to try a new direction with their games and they did. So you gotta take these games for what they are. They're not survival horror anymore, they're action horror. There's a difference. You gotta take it and you gotta judge it based off what it is. And Resident Evil 4 is no exception. Yeah, it's not survival horror, but it's still pretty freaking good. If not one of the better Resident Evil games. So, Resident Evil 4, it's pretty good and yeah, I don't feel so good.
Hasta luego.